What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you a review, as you see, for SummerSlam. As you can hear in my voice, kind of disappointed. Not all the way, because I expected WWE to not put on a good show, but the life of being a WWE fan, huh? Yep. Alright, let's get into it. I did find out that on the pre-show, it was Big E versus Baron Corbin, and Big E basically just beat Baron Corbin and took back his Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm glad they did not try to pull a Otis and like how they done many times with the Money in the Bank briefcase and have people wrestle for it and then lose it so that the other person could become champion. But that was the saving grace. But the actual first match of the night for the main show, for the main card, was Randy Orton and Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles and Omos for the United States for the tag team champion, the Raw tag team championships. It was a good match. It was a solid opening match. I wouldn't say it was great or by any standards it was something that would have set the tone for the show, but it set the tone for I guess you could say because I'm trying to think how to put this. Tonight, the show was about returns and a lot of championship changes, and there was a lot that just, man, as you can tell, it pissed me off, and I'm really pissed off about this show. But it set the tone for tonight, because tonight, like I said, yesterday was about returns and just disappointing booking and championship changes. But yeah, the match was good. It wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was terrible. It was a good match, a good Randy Orton match. But yeah, at the end, Randy Orton and Riddle would win. They would, I think, like, Riddle would distract Omos Keeper from the outside, and Randy Orton hit AJ with an RKO to win the Raw Tag Team Championship. I think this makes Randy Orton like a 4 or 5 time tag team champion. Can't remember the exact number, but I know it's around 4 or 5. This win making it about 4 or 5. But yeah, I think it's around that. Let's see. We had the second match, which was Eva Marie versus Alexa Bliss. And, I guess they tried to piggyback off the fact that, Eva Marie slapped Doudrop. And Doudrop looked like she pretty much didn't enjoy that. This was another okay match. It wasn't a stellar match by any means, because it felt like Alexa was carrying Eva Marie. But Alexa would end up being the winner. And I guess like the main takeaway was that it looked like Doudrop is basically going on her own and leaving Eva Marie, as she basically taunted Eva Marie by, how usually if Eva Marie lose, she said, but she wins, she said, and your winner is Eva Marie, even though Doudrop won. Doudrop said, and your loser is Eva Marie. And she took Eva Marie's robe and started wearing it and taunting her, and just left her out at ringside. Where we get the next match, which was Sheamus versus Damian Priest for the U.S. Championship. That match was solid. It was a solid match. It was a good match. This would be the match that I was like, okay, now they finally put on a maybe. Instead of a okay match, they put on a good match. This was the first match I could say that was an actual good match. The first two matches was okay, this was like, okay, now I could call it a good match. Just the first good match. Yeah, it was decent. You know, they got their spots in. Dame took a pretty nasty little fall outside, doing over the top rope type, jumping over the rope move. But in the end, Damian Priest would hit his finisher on Sheamus to become the new United States champion, and this would be the second championship to change hands tonight. I think we got like at least one to two more championship title changes. But yeah, so then we would have the next match, which was Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That match was actually that match was an okay match. It wasn't a good match, but it was an okay one. They basically did what they did. I really wasn't invested into it just yet. Like they still needed to kind of pick it up a little bit. Some of the matches felt a little slow for some reason, but it was okay. It wasn't bad. Like it wasn't a bad Rey Mysterio match. I definitely see a better Rey Mysterio matches, but this wasn't an awful Rey Mysterio match. But pretty much it pretty much was the same. The Usos end up winning by hitting a double super kick on the Rey Mysterio and a splash to seal the victory. I think there was a little interlude with King Nakamura, and it was just basically them playing King Nakamura out to the ring and just rocking out with the crowd. Crowd really wasn't into it. The crowd felt a lot dead in some parts of the match, like in some parts of the night. They did. This was a long night by far because for me on the east side of the world, this started at 8, and the show didn't end till like 12. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's when it was like over for me. It was over at 12. So this went pretty long. Some of the matches did go a decent good amount. But then it came to the first. We come to one of the most disappointing things that killed it for me. That killed any momentum up to this point that this show had. Just flushed it down the toilet with this next match. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. So we get Bianca Belair coming out first. Bianca Belair comes out. So technically, the rumors were partially true. I remember in my SmackDown video we saw Bianca Belair wrestle. So it obviously means she was good to go for SummerSlam. We haven't seen Sasha Banks, so it was still up in the air if the rumors were true about their match being called off, and it was proven true. The match was indeed called off because Sasha Banks, once Bianca Belair did her little entrance and got into the ring, holding up the title or whatnot, everybody along with Bianca was informed that Sasha would be unable to compete tonight. So therefore, she will be defending the title against Carmella. So Carmella will come out, right? Carmella come out, she do her thing. Bianca grabs the mic, she tells Sasha that one way or another, she will get her in this ring and we will settle our, basically our beef or whatnot. But she said, until then, I'm gonna take my anger and frustrations out on you. And she was talking about Carmella. So basically, the match was getting ready to start. The referee held up the title, getting ready to start the match. Then, the first return of the night, here comes Becky Lynch. Straight fire Becky Lynch comes out. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. This is not the disappointing part yet. So I'm like, okay, now you finally, okay, now I'm into the show, right? This is where finally maybe this is where everything gets hyped. They finally turned it up to 11. This is about to save the show, right? This is going to save me from having to doing the review I'm doing now, right? So Bianca Belair, she's in shock. Everybody's in the crowd is hyping and in shock. So finally, she gets into the, after taking it all in that she's back and all their fan adulations or whatnot. She comes into the ring and basically beats the hell out of Carmella, made Carmella like a total jackass at this point. She beats the hell. Well, not I wouldn't say she beat the hell out of her. Like she like kicked her. She did like a forearm uppercut, threw her out the ring, and then threw her into the steel steps, and then got back in the ring, asked for a mic, and asked Bianca, does she accept her challenge? She challenged Bianca for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and Bianca accepted. So, okay, cool. We get ready to get a match. Then it started to dawn in on me. Becky came out. Bianca took the match. We're not about to get a repeat of Kofi Kingston, are we? No. Even if she lose, she's not about to lose quickly. She's not about to lose quickly at all. At least I'm pretty sure Bianca is about to lose the title. They about to put the title on Becky, but it's going to be like a 20-minute, at least a 20-minute, 30-minute match, right? Okay, cool. I can accept that. I realize Bianca's going to lose, but I accept it because they about to at least build up to it. They about to make her look good in losing. No. So, the referee does it again. He raised the title up, calls for the bell. The match is official. They squirt, they going around the ring, hopping, getting their guards. Look like they get ready to do a tie-up, right? Becky sticks out her hand for a handshake. Bianca like, okay, it's Becky. She goes to shake her hand. They shake, like they lock hands and they go like this, and then Becky decks her. And then she hits the rock bottom, which they call it the manhandle slam, but it was basically the rock bottom. But I guess for Becky, it's called the manhandle slam. This is her new finisher. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch is the champion. Now, mind you, this is all within like 10 seconds. She got like 5 to 6 seconds more than Kofi Kingston when he was going up against Brock Lesnar. It was even apparent, like she didn't even stay on her back after getting hit. Like she was just sitting there in the corner, like playing a shot that she just really lost the title like that. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that Becky Lynch is back. We need some blood injected into the women's division over on SmackDown and Raw. Some equality to both sides. Both divisions are looking kind of bleak. But, come on, man. All that is the time that you put into Bianca. Everything that you just did with Bianca. The awards. The first time ever 2 black women main eventing WrestleMania. All that stuff that went into this story. And you flush it down the toilet in a 10-second squash match? Bro, what? No, like, that Bianca worked hard. She deserved at least a 20-minute to 30-minute match to properly look good. Do you know, okay, you know what this says? This says that they did not believe in her. They said that's what they said. They don't believe that she could be top champion and carry the champ. No, it's the reason why it didn't look right because you wouldn't build the proper story around her. If you were to build a proper story around her, you might not have thought it was a failure or that you need to put the title on Becky Lynch. No, you didn't need to put the title on Becky Lynch. She didn't even need to come out and wrestle. She could have just came out revealing that she returned and just challenged the winner between Carmella and Bianca Belair. Maybe she said, okay, I'm gonna let Carmella have the match tonight, but Friday I want the winner for the title. And then still have them wrestle for at least a 20 to 30 minute match and then Bianca lose. I would have accepted that and had no problem. But you let Becky come back and squash your champion. Yeah, Becky Lynch is the new women's champion. Yeah, that killed all my momentum. That act right there. You basically you Kofi Kingston, Bianca Belair. Alright. So we move on. So now after this little disappointment, we get Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. I couldn't get into this match because I'm still at this point. What you're seeing me doing on camera, this is how I was watching the show. At this point, I didn't care about Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. You just really just screwed up. Your matches was okay at best with one good match. You had one good match leading up to this, and then okay. I'm pretty much not excited anymore. Like I tell you the truth, I didn't want to watch it anymore. But okay, for the sake of this video, I had to. So yeah, Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal, this was kind of like another squash match. Jinder Mahal did not look like a former world champion at all in this match, at least the way how I saw it. And Drew McIntyre did look like a former world champion, and Drew McIntyre won. Then we would get another disappointing match. We would get the next match would be Nikki ASH versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. I was hoping I would have took Rhea, or I would have took Rhea, but the match itself wasn't bad. The match itself wasn't bad. It's what you did. It was how you booked it. You booked Charlotte Flair again to be champion. Nobody wanted her to be champion the last time when she got beat by Nikki Ash. That was the whole reason why people was happy that Nikki Ash became champion. Because we didn't have to watch Charlotte Flair as champion. But I guess the Nikki Ash experiment was over. There were so many women in that Money Debate ladder match that you could have put the championship title on. You could have let win the Money in the briefcase and put the championship title on. That would have been way better than Nikki Ash, as you wanted to test to see how fans would respond. You want to know why we didn't really take the Nikki Ash? You booked her she lost. Besides winning the match for the title and winning against Charlotte Flair, she lost most of the time. So you knew she was going to lose the title once she defended. Nobody thought she was going to win the title, but she did. Retain the title. We knew she was going to lose tonight. Well, not to Charlotte, at least to Rhea, not to Charlotte Flair. Why did you put it back? I'm rambling. Yeah, so at this point, now I really want to turn off SummerSlam. I don't care anymore. But I'm like, please, it's nothing else left, right? Like, at this point, I'm so angry that I couldn't care. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We still got a couple of more matches left. What matches were there? I forgot all about Edge and Bobby Lashley and John Cena versus Roman. I forgot all about them. But that was the next match. The next match was Edge versus Seth Rollins. At this point, I'm like, I'm just angry, right? But they know how to sucker you in. They figured, I can understand to see that they knew that people was going to be angry about the Charlotte match, about the both of the women's championship match. They knew people was going to be angry. That's why they did this, in my opinion. So Edge comes out. Seth Rollins comes out first. Then Edge comes out and brew Edge. He does both entrances. He comes out as the first entrance he does is brew Edge. He did the whole brew entrance coming up with the fire and everything. It's the return of brew Edge. At this point, I'm back being hype again. Okay, I'm hyped. Now I'm back into it somewhat. Not completely 100% like everything else was just washed away, but I'm back into the show again. I don't want to turn the show off now. So, and then he does the Brew Edge entrance, and then transition to the You Think You Know Me Edge entrance music. So he comes out with both of his entrance music. Then they have a match. The match was decent. The match was good. Though Seth Rollins did look like he was lost. Maybe him and Riddle been spending a little too much time in the back there. But the match was good. It went like I expected to. Seth Rollins had most of the control, but then Edge would come back, hit a couple of moves, and end up instead of hit pin. I think he didn't even hit the spear for the pin. He actually submitted Seth Rollins. He put Seth Rollins in the crippled crossface or the crossface, and you would end up getting the win there. Edge won the match. So okay, I'm back. The next match was Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. That match went as expected. I expected a quick spear, jackhammer, and Goldberg won, but I expected a match, and I did. We got that for the most part, and then they went for a BS ending, because thanks to MVP, Goldberg knee was hurt, and then Bobby Lashley would take full effect, and then then Goldberg was unable to. He was so hurt that he couldn't stand on his leg, so they had to wave the match off. Due to a call it a TKO, a technical knockout, because Goldberg couldn't stand on his own 2 feet, so Bobby Lashley retained the title. So they look like they tried to extend the Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg feud, because now his son jumped into the ring to try to stop him from hurting his father any worse, and they end up putting Bobby Lashley actually, in the out of instinct, he put Goldberg's son in the hurt lock, but MVP would stop Bobby Lashley because he realized, you put Goldberg's son. Hey, what you doing, man? That's his son. We don't do that. And Bobby Lashley's just looking like, he's angry, but then he's like, oh crap, yeah, I kind of did not mean to do that, and then. But, you hear Goldberg say, I'm going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. So that feud is going to continue. Then we get the main event, which was John Cena versus Roman Reigns. And that match went as I expected. I also predicted this match correctly, that, it was going to go, John Cena was going to have his offense, Roman Reigns was going to have his offense. Roman Reigns was going to dominate, John Cena was going to do it. But after so many attitude adjustments, I was like, yep, I was right. Roman Reigns is winning, and Roman Reigns did. That's what he did. Roman Reigns would hit 2 Superman punches and a spear to beat John Cena, and then we'll get the last surprise for the night, which was Brock Lesnar coming back, and basically like how John Cena did at Money in the Bank. He's basically going to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. No cash in, but no. Big E cash in. I did heard that after it went off the air, Brock Lesnar F5 John Cena. So if I were to give this show anything, I guess I would just give it. I give it a 5 big ups, just because this was a terrible show, man. I did not like the booking at all. It wasn't a good SummerSlam. They even messed up the WWE 2K22 reveal. They even somehow figure out to mess that up. It was just an awful SummerSlam. I guarantee I probably would never watch this SummerSlam again. But yeah, I give it 5 big ups. It was awful. But let me know in the comments below how you feel about SummerSlam. Did you like it? Did you think it was awful? Did you agree with the bookings? Did you agree with my opinions on the matches of the night? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, hit this button in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you really enjoyed this review, you want to support the channel, hit that like subscribe, and hit that notification button so you get notified. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing videos. Peace out.